Hello guys and girls, my name is Levitee. Welcome back to a new video. Now the screen might be black for now, but don't worry, in a few seconds it'll come to the screen and my face cam. So I'm recording this really late, and there's no special layout or anything like that because one, I didn't have time. I just haven't really had much time to do anything YouTube related lately, so yeah, that's why we're here to do this. As you can read by the title, that we're here to do our ABL Season 3 draft recap. If you guys love to watch the live draft. By the way, this probably won't be edited at all. So I'm recording this off OBS and playing music in the background. If it's too loud, sorry, let me actually lower it a bit. In case actually, I think it's good. So yeah. And like I said, it's also 11 p.m. at night. So I'm probably going to be a little bit less energetic. But let's get into the draft recap. They'll stop keeping you guys waiting. So, if you guys did watch the draft recap, it was on TJ's stream. If you did watch it, comment something. I don't care. Just comment something. But, we got a decent pick. This season is going to be really hard because there's a lot of good teams and a lot of good coaches drafted really good teams. So, this one's going to be really good. But I think I drafted a very good squad. So I had 4th pick overall, so I knew I could afford to grab something higher tiered in League. And what we did in the ABLs, we had an S tier, but we called it a Captain Pokemon. Captain Pokemon is basically just meant to be like the captain of the team. You know, every sports team has a captain, and you know, we have one here. So I decided to grab Celesteela as my Captain Pokemon. I nicknamed mine Bamboo. I knew I could probably afford to get this thing because I was 4th overall, and we allowed a whole bunch of new stuff like Naganadel and Genesect, and I knew like some of those Pokemon would go first. Both of those Pokemon were nerfed though, but I'm not going to go too in depth with that. But I grabbed Celesteela here, arguably one of the best Pokemon in League format, and I overall just wanted a really strong Steel type to pair with my Mega Pokemon. I'll go over that later. You can probably see in the thumbnail though. But overall, Celesteela is a very good Pokemon. I made it my Super Z user, which means I can use any Z move on it besides Omni Boost. I don't even know if Celesteela can get any Omni Boost, but if it can, I can't do that. So Celesteela, very obnoxious and annoying Pokemon in the face. I'm a big fan of defensive and bulky Pokemon, and Celesteela is a great defensive and bulky Pokemon. Leech Seed, protection, and again, super obnoxious to deal with. And this thing also has offensive coverage. Well, not offensive coverage, like an offensive presence with it, with the ability to set up Autotomize as well. And I like Celesteela as an Ultra Beast as well because you can boost multiple stats. I think the only one you can't boost is HP, of course, and speed. Actually, no, you can boost your speed. I actually think you can boost everything but HP. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on it. So yeah, that's really it on Celesteela. Very diverse Pokemon, just very good in general League format. So yeah. Let's go over my next pick, round number 2. That's to grab Latias, nicknamed my La Nina. So I knew I wanted to grab a really good Dragon Fairy Steel Core since I got Celesteela early on. So I built one around that, and I really wanted to try out Latias. I've used Latios in a league before, so I'm like, okay, you know, let's try the other one, Latias. And Latias is the bulkier version of the two, and I thought that would have paired really nice with Celesteela. And Latias gives me a Defogger as well, which is right off the bat. And good recovery as well with Recover and Roost. And this thing is honestly just super hard. I made it my offensive Z user, which means I can only use attacking Z moves. So I can just absolutely destroy something with Z Draco Meteor, which is super cool. This thing also gets some cool stuff like Reflect type. That's a cool option it gets. Unlike Latios, it does not get Dragon Dance, which is like, I think the difference. I think Latios gets Reflect type and Latios gets Dragon Dance. I think that's it. But there's some cool things this can do. It gives me a Psychic type right off the bat as well. And I think bulky Psychic types are super valuable in League format. Thunder Wave is also a very nice support move to have. Just overall, Latias is a super solid Pokemon. Great stats across the board. Even its attack stat isn't that bad with 80. And its speed stat for being a Bulkymon is very good as well. So next up, round number 3, I grab Bubblegum, the Sylveon. Now, I completed my Dragon Fairy Steel Core with Celesteela, Latias. Okay, you know what? I want to reveal the Pokemon I have up top here, but I don't. Because I don't want to reveal. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay, well, I just kind of spoiled all my picks, but oh well. Because I want you guys to see, like, what I previously drafted. I mean, yeah, you could be paying attention, but I want a visual there as well. Yeah, I'll spoil the rest of these ones, but oh well. But I grabbed Sylveon round number 3. Sylveon is just overall super good fairy type. My go-to fairy type in League is usually Florges, so I kind of wanted to test the waters a bit with something else. And so I decided to go Sylveon. You've seen this core very often, though, in League format. It's Celesteela, Latias, and Sylveon. Typically, it's Mega Latias, though, but I decided to go regular Latias because I couldn't afford it with the Mega I chose. Just Pixelate Hyper Voice is super valuable in this thing. Well, not valuable, just super strong with the base. 110 special attack. It's going to be hitting pretty strong. This gives me a Cleric right off the bat as well with Heal Bell, and Wish Support with Celesteela is going to be pretty valuable. I think so. But overall, just Sylveon is a phenomenal fairy type. I just hope I can use it well. I've used Florges as well in the past, and this thing's kind of similar to Florges, just not as big as a special wall. And I think Florges might have a bit more defense. Actually, I don't know. I know this thing is more special attack though. Actually, I don't know. I think Florges actually is 112. Well, the one thing Florges does have over this is Defog, but Sylveon has the stronger Hyper Voice, which is what it has over Florges. All right, so moving on, my team right now is Celesteela, Latias, and Sylveon. Very standard Dragon Fairy Steel Core, but you know, I wanted to try it out. Alright, next up, I am very proud to announce that this one, Mega Medicham, is returning to the squad. And I say returning because for the new people watching, ABL Season 1, I drafted Mega Medicham. The thing was a beast. I got around 25-ish kills or something like that. It was just an absolute monster. So I really wanted to draft Mega Medicham again in League, and I thought it was only appropriate to draft it here in the ABL Season 3. So I just did that. We named him Buddha, you know, the only nickname for Mega Medicham. I love this thing. Easily my favorite Mega, and one of my favorite Pokemon overall. This thing is just so powerful. You click an attack, and something dies. Unless you're a Ghost type, and I'm speaking of High Jump Kick. The one downside to Mega Medicham, though, is it struggles a lot with bulky Psychic types, but offensive Psychic types like Alakazam get two-shot by High Jump Kick, so it's got to be something like Reuniclus, Cresselia, Uxie, stuff like that, just like the fat Psychic types. But I do grab something up later on to help deal with those Psychic types. But I really think Celesteela complements Mega Medicham a lot, because I talked about earlier with Celesteela that I wanted to grab a really good Steel type that pairs nice with my Mega, and Celesteela does that. I was looking at that, Celesteela or Skarmory, but since I knew it was 4th overall, I decided, let's try and get my luck. Let's see if I can go for the Celesteela. And yeah, I got it. Celesteela covers the Fairy and Flying type attacks that Mega Medicham doesn't like, and Mega Medicham can break down like other Steel types that Celesteela doesn't really like. Yeah, Celesteela gets Earthquake, but Mega Medicham can threaten out them a whole bunch. And Mega Medicham is overall such a powerful Pokemon. 100 base speed is nice as well. You'll be outspeeding everything below that, where there's a lot of mods like that. I love this thing. Just plain and simple. Fake Out, Bullet Seed. I actually really love Bulk Up on this thing. It's probably my favorite set. Bulk Up, High Jump Kick, Psycho Cut, not Psycho Cut, Zen Headbutt, and Ice Punch is probably my favorite set on Mega Medicham. But you can throw some other moves in there like Fake Out, Bulk Up, or not Fake Out, or yeah, not Bulk Up, Bullet Punch. That's what I wanted to say. But yeah, I'm overall just super pumped to use Mega Medicham again this season. Hopefully he does some work for me. I do though. I got high hopes from now. So yeah, moving into round number 5, I grabbed a little Muck, named him Chromatic. So I talked about Mega Medicham not being able to handle bulky Psychic types so well. So I knew I really wanted to grab a Pursuit Trapper. I was looking at Tyranitar or Weavile in Tier 1, but when I decided to grab my Dragon Fairy Steel card, I couldn't really afford that. So I thought to myself, okay, what's the next best option in Tier 2/Tier 3? So I decided to grab Alolan Muck in Tier 2. Some people may say that Alolan Muck in Tier 2 isn't really worth it, but I feel like on my team it fits well. And overall, I feel like it just meshes well with my team. Overall, I really like it. Alolan Muck is just honestly, it's a great rounded Pokemon. It can do so many things with it can be really bulky with an Assault Vest set, or it can be really obnoxious with a Cursed Berry Gluttony set. Definitely think I'm going to use at least one of these. But Alolan Muck is primarily here to just Pursuit Trap Psychic types. That is the primary reason I wanted this. I actually, like, before we even had the draft order, I thought about grabbing Mega Medicham Ash Greninja Core, but when I thought about that, I'm not a big fan of Ash Greninja in League. I feel like it's a bit underwhelming, and then I thought to myself, you know what, a Pursuit Trapper might actually be better to grab, because then I can guaranteed knock out a Psychic type, which would be super valuable for Mega Medicham. So overall, I just really wanted to try Alolan Muck in a League as well. It's just a fun Pokemon to use. Very bulky with an Assault Vest, and yeah, it can't take physical hits too well, but that's okay. I got a Celesteela. Alright, so round number 5. This was actually a snipe. I wanted Chandelure here, but that was sniped. So, I decided, since Chandelure was gone, I needed another tier 2 Pokemon to replace it. I thought, you know what, let's go Reliable in Milotic. I wasn't planning on grabbing Milotic, but since Chandelure got sniped for me, you know, why not? Why not grab Milotic again? This will be the 3rd season in a row I will have Milotic in the ABL. I mean, it's a phenomenal Pokemon. It's easily my favorite bulky water type to use, and it's one of my top 5 favorite Pokemon in general. And I just think it's funny that I got Mega Medicham and Milotic back again, who are Season 1 veterans of ABL. But Milotic is just super valuable now. Flame Orb, with burn damage being nerfed in Gen 7, Flame Orb Marvel Skill is a lot better in my opinion, because now you're going to be taking only 7%, which is super nice. And Milotic is really nice because it gets reliable recovery in Recover. And Milotic just overall is just a really bulky Pokemon. It's a good Spadef wall, but it can also be a good defensive wall with the Marvel Skill, which is really nice. And I really like Flame Orb Marvel Skill Milotic because it prevents you from being toxic, which is nice. Milotic also has some phasing options as well with Dragon Tail. So yeah, just overall Milotic, there's not much to say on this thing. I've used it very well in the past. It was the defensive MVP for Seasons 1 and 2 of the ABL, and it's going to be Season number 3, I'm going to bet. But yeah, I'm really excited to use it. I still have yet to use a Coil Milotic. One day. Maybe this season I will. But yeah, these are my first 6 picks. I really like them. I'm a big fan of my team so far. I got some powerful Pokemon, but I also got some good defensive Pokemon like Celesteela, Sylveon, and Milotic, and then we have some offense with Latias, Mega Medicham, and Alolan can be offensive. Well, I guess it's primarily offensive. But going into my next round picks, in round number 7, I grabbed Dhelmise. I really wanted a good offensive Ghost type that could help threaten the Psychic types that Mega Medicham doesn't want, because I didn't want to 100% just rely on Alolan Muk to handle Psychic type. So I decided to grab Dhelmise here, and I wanted a physical attacking Ghost type because I didn't really want to be too special heavy on my squad, so I decided to go with Dhelmise. And I really wanted to use Dhelmise in a league as well, and it gives me a Rapid Sprinter, which I did not have. Just Dhelmise is a super unique Pokemon, with the only Pokemon having 3 stabs. And this thing honestly is super, it hits super hard with 131 attack and a Choice Band. It's going to hit extremely hard. And like I said, just having 2 stabs, really nice. You can nuke fairies with Anchor Shot, and I think that's really nice. I named it Black Pearl, by the way. Shout out to Pirates of the Caribbean. But honestly, Dhelmise is just going to be a super fun Pokemon to use. It gets recovery and synthesis, and it gets some cool options, coverage options as well, like with Earthquake and Rock Slide. And then Shadow Claw for your Ghost Stab. Not the best Ghost Stab, but you know, it's a high crit ratio, and it's coming from a base 130 and 1 attack mon, so it's going to hit hard. But yeah, overall, that's Dhelmise. I just really wanted to try this thing out in League. I've seen it used very successfully before, and I wanted to try it out. So round number 8, right? Yeah, 8. I think so. I started grabbing Tornadus Eye, named it Cumulus. So this might seem like a really random pick, but I just really wanted to try Tornadus Eye. I'm a big fan of Hurricane / Bird Spam, and I think Tornadus Eye is really good at doing that with a 125 special attack. Hurricane is going to be hitting it really hard on this thing. It's pretty fast as well with 111. I think it's the fastest mon on my team right now. Yeah, it is, because Latias is 110, this is 111. So it gives me a nice speed stat in that. And honestly, like I said, I'm a big fan of Bird Spam and just Flying Spam in general. So I thought, I didn't want Celesteela being forced to run Acrobatics half the time. And Acrobatics on Celesteela, I don't see it being too powerful. So I think, I knew I wanted to grab another Flying type, and Tornadus Eye came in here. I've used Tornadus Therian in the past, I've used that well, and thinking to myself, Tornadus Eye shouldn't be too hard to use. Prankster Defog, really nice, and just Prankster anything is cool. And this can get some cool physical options as well with Bulk Up, Acrobatics, Superpower, Crunch, as you can see there. Overall, this thing's gonna be really fun to use. It's got some nice support options with Tailwind, Taunt, Toxic, U-Turn. This thing can do a lot of different things. I'm really excited to use this thing. And yeah, that's really it on Tornadus Eye. I'm just really excited to use this thing, honestly. This is like a fun Pokemon to use. A bit slept on, I feel. I think people overlook this thing a bit. Just pure flying type in general is nice. I guess that's Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave as well, which is cool. But yeah, moving into round number 9, I decided to grab Manectric. So a lot of my electric types that I wanted were sniped. I'm trying to think, what did I want? I know I wanted Rotom Heat. I don't remember what else there was. It might have just been Rotom Heat. I don't remember. So I was a bit bummed that I was kind of stuck with Manectric. But when I started to look at it, I was like, you know what? This actually helps my team a lot. Because as of right now, I have 3 electric type weaknesses in Milotic, Celesteela, and Tornado Side. And this gives me a Lightning Rod Pokemon, which I think is honestly super valuable. And I'm honestly really pumped to use Manectric now. After overlooking it when I picked it up, now I'm really excited to use this thing. Nicknamed it Kaminari. Shout out to My Hero Academia. But yeah, it's not much on Manectric. It's a decent lower tier electric type. I feel like it's a good grab if like the other ones get sniped, or like Jolteon, Heliolisk, those ones. So yeah, not much to really say on this thing. It's just I think it's gonna be a fun Pokemon to use. 105 special attack and 105 speed. It's not too bad. With the Specs or Scarf, it's gonna be pretty fast / hit pretty hard with the Specs. So yeah, that's really it on Manectric. So round number 10, I went for Rhydon in tier 3. Rhydon just overall is a really good bulky physical wall with the Eviolite. It gave me a rock and ground type, which I did not have before. It gives me a good flying spam switch in. I know I have Celesteela, but you know, it's nice to have another one. And his rock types are nice overall. It gives me another rocker as well, which is nice. But Rhydon, I have it in the PSL right now. I haven't really used it much or brought it much, so I kind of wanted to give this thing another shot. So I decided to grab it here up in the ABL, and it's actually Sniped Piloswine. Now, Piloswine and Rhydon aren't in the same tier, but I just had to switch around my picks and grab Rhydon in free tiers and then change something in tier 4. But yeah, you know what Rhydon does. It can also be a Rock Polish Weakness Policy Sweeper. I've seen that said a few times. And honestly, this thing is just super cool. And not much to say on Rhydon. 120 defense, 130 attack, 105 HP. Really nice on that. But yeah, not much from Rhydon. That's really it. Next up, I decided to grab a Rapidash. Named him Frank. It's going to be shiny, of course, because shiny Rapidash is amazing. So, my fire types got sniped a lot. I talked about Chandelure being sniped for me, and I talked about Rotom Heat being sniped for me. So I'm like, crap, what am I going to do now? I got to find a fire type. And I was looking around, and I kind of wanted something physically offensive. I know Chandelure or Rotom Heat are not, but since those are sniped, I could change that. And it's the same deal with Manectric. I was a bit bummed that I got stuck with this thing, but when I started to look at it, I'm actually pretty excited to use this thing. Rapidash is a really unique Pokemon. It doesn't have the best stats in the world, but with like a Choice Band or a Choice Scarf, it's going to be decent in that regard. 105 speed is very good. Gives me another good faster amount. And a Choice Band with 100 attack is not too terrible. But the main reason why I really like this pickup was Flash Fire. It's the same deal with Manectric. Lightning Rod helps out Celesteela a whole bunch, and Flash Fire is going to also help out Celesteela a whole bunch. But just overall, this thing gets some cool. Really, the only coverage this thing needs is Flare Blitz, and Wild Charge, and maybe High Horsepower. That's really all this thing needs. And we are allowing regular Baton Pass, so I can use that as a momentum grabber, which is super nice. I can also run this thing especially offensive with 80 special attack. It's not the best, but it's not terrible either. With the specs, I can get some damage out of it. And this thing can also kind of be ran bulky. I think it gets Will-O-Wisp and Morning Sun. Hang on. Yep, Morning Sun. So there's some cool options this thing can do. I always thought Morning Sun was a fire type move. Why is it not that? Whatever. So yeah, but I grab Rapidash here. Really excited to use this thing. Its stats are just mediocre, but like I said, with the Choice Scarf or Choice Band, it can do some work. Alright, so next up we have last round here in Tier 5. I grabbed up Twitch the Kecleon. So I didn't really know what I wanted in Tier 5. I was originally going to grab Dunsparce as a meme pick, but I decided not to. I was just like, okay, you know what? Kecleon is in Tier 5. let's give this thing a go. And Dunsparce, I kind of needed another rocker because my only rocker was Rhydon. I mean, now I don't know how much I'll be using rocks on this thing, but I'd like to have another option because I don't want to be forced to bring Rhydon every week if I want rocks. That's something I struggle with sometimes, is trying to find rock sliders. But this thing gets a lot of coverage. Really unique Pokemon, and I really just wanted to grab this thing because Protean's really fun to use, and the amount of stuff this thing can do. Its stats aren't the best. 60 special attack is bad, and I don't know if it gets any setup to help it out for its physical attack, like use Sword Dance. Nope. Work Up. Yes, it does get Work Up. How about Bulk Up? Nope. So I can use Work Up and boost my attack in that regard. But Protean just helps this thing out a lot. Boosts its attacks with the stab. Actually, this thing has a 120 special defense. I did not know that. That's kind of wild. You should give it like 120 in speed or something. Something useful. Like an attack stat. Like speed, like I said. But yeah, it's just Kecleon. Not much to say on it. But yeah, this is my team. This is my team. Let me get rid of this. Actually, I don't want to get rid of that. I want that team. This is my team: Celestial, Latias, Sylveon, Mega Medicham, Milotic, Dhelmise, Tornadus Eye, Manectric, Rhydon, Rapidash, and Kecleon. So, a very well-rounded squad, I'd say. I have some great bulk, and I also have some offensive powerhouses. One of the things I noticed is I don't have any outstanding physical walls besides Rhydon. Celestial is not, it's just overall bulky. It's not like an outstanding physical wall, it's just naturally bulky overall, in my opinion. And Dhelmise is kind of more specialty defensive. Same thing with Milotic, Alolan, Sylveon, and Latias. Latias can be mixed as well. But yeah, I really like the squad. I definitely feel like I will do decent with it. We face Pikachu week 1. His team is the Upstate Umbreons. That battle actually might go up late. Depends when week 1 starts. Actually, got to check on that because we voted on it. But yeah, this video is almost 25 minutes long, so I'm going to go ahead and end this off. Let me know what you guys think of my team. How do you think I'll do? And so on. But yeah, I'm going to get that out of here. You guys have a beautiful day.